I mean, if you absolutely love winning, I need you to give me a huge yes, capital yes, in the comments right now. This is absolutely remarkable, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We are live breaking news. We have huge news to share with you. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a capital TR for Team Replay in the comments. Our president, President Trump, the art of the deal is back. Mexico has officially surrendered. Yes, holy macadamia nut. Following negotiations between US President, our president, the American people have won. By the way, whoops, I just knocked my glasses off for you guys. The American people have spoken. If you want one of these 100% made in the USA original Nez Nation Patriot merch. The link's in the pinned comment, show notes, also in the description, or just go to professornez.com/merch. Following negotiations between our president, the United States President Donald Trump, and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico has caved. They've given in. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that means in just a second, but I have to share with you this first. I'm going to tell you everything, but remember, just keep in mind, and I think this I mean, we actually have a president again, you guys. We actually have a real leader again, my fellow Americans. All the Democrats, all the hypocrites. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys, I told you so. You see, Project 2025, Jasmine full of Crockett, MSNBC, CNN, all of the the hypocrisy apparatus media, propagandist media. Katie Couric the other day, I can't believe this. Katie Couric the other day, because President Trump has extinguished all federal censorship and has actually allowed new media and given a little bit of space to different types of media outlets. Katie Couric actually had the audacity to say, oh, it's the beginning of misinformation. This is how it starts. This is the beginning of fake. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. The propagandists are complaining that there actually might be propaganda. The people who've been lying to us for decades actually have the gall. You almost have to sit back in awe and just admire their balls. You're claiming that new media is lying? You're actually calling the kettle black? Excuse me? Check, please? What? It's insane. They were all tirading, running their mouth, spreading lies, spreading hypocrisy, spreading propaganda. Oh, see, I did an entire video dissecting, analyzing, doing my due diligence, exactly what these tariffs are going to do. One of them, one of the big ones, was this is leverage. Leverage. You don't understand what I'm doing here. I am the master at the art of the deal. I know what I'm talking about, quite frankly, probably better than any president ever before, which is why I watch Professor Nez, who is the greatest guy out there telling the truth, one of the best new media. New media. He's not from China. He doesn't support Tren de Aragua. Quite frankly, I love him. Thank you, Mr. President. I love you. We're so back. If you're as excited as I am, let me know in the comments. Holy macadamia nut. We're back. Okay, let me calm down. Hey, Nez, I've got 2 words for you. Decaf. I'm just so excited. I'm excited for my kids. I'm excited for my grandkids. I'm excited for America. Oh my goodness. I love you all. I love you all. I love America. We're back. Okay, let me get down to business. These academics, and that's what they are. Obama, Pelosi, Schumer with his I'm going to do a video on. Don't worry, I've got a video coming out on Schumer very soon. The hypocrisy knows no bounds. By the way, if you love America, for the love of God, please tap that thumbs up if you love America. They're all academics. they've got these phony pieces of paper that mean absolutely Nathan, goose egg, zero. Take it from somebody who understands. I've got 3 worthless pieces of paper that I'm still paying student loans on. Hey, where's my forgiveness of loans tombstone Biden, vegetable in chief? Oh, I guess that's only for Democrats. They don't know anything about negotiations. They don't know anything about people skills, life skills, actual long-term dragon chess moves that Trump is implementing. They have no idea. As a matter of fact, even if they had a clue, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't do anything. So this is what I was talking about when I said leverage. This is what I was talking about when I said he understands and he's thinking long term. Are there going to be short term pains? Of course there are. Without short term pains, there's no long term gains. There's no such thing as a 6-minute abs. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a 6-minute ab workout. You don't get abs in 6 minutes. Okay. It's all BS. Short term pains equals long term gains. I don't know about you, but I'm willing to pay an extra $1 for an avocado, which I don't really have to because I live in California, if that means that more Americans won't get RAPED'd or unalived by the cretins, criminals, terrorists that you treasonous vermin, Pelosi, Schumer, Obama, Kamala, bring into our country and let into our country. It's an insult to America's intelligence. It's an insult to the immigrants who have built this country, who came in here legally through the process. It's an insult when you look us in the eye and tell us, oh, you really want to pay more? I mean, it's what an insult. You really want to pay more for pizza? These tariffs are a disaster. Oh, really? Well, President Claudia Sheinbaum just kissed the ring. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on right now. But first, I really want you to pay attention to this. Okay. The boss is back. Daddy's back in the building and he's got his belt off. Unscripted, without the reporters knowing in advance, Trump took questions from reporters last night, impromptu, no teleprompter, no script, no rehearsal, no premeditation, from the gut, from the heart, a real leader. We have a president again. I want you to watch this. Watch these hypocrite, radical, extreme left, Obama practiced, measured, and trained reporters tried to grill President Trump on the harmful effects of these tariffs. And by the way, he's meeting with Trudeau today at 3 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned because I know Trudeau's going to kiss the ring as well. That little fairy, he's definitely going to kiss the ring, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't followed, do that right now. Also, if you really want to be in the know and never miss out, our free newsletter is in the description and in the pinned comment. But I want you to watch this. This is so important. We have a real president again. We have a real leader again. So I want you to watch this and listen to this. And then I'm going to share everything about what this means, what happened with Claudia Sheinbaum, and everything in between. Okay. So what all of this stuff means. Watch this first. This is a masterclass in leadership. Check this out.
Thank you very much. So we had a very busy weekend. We got the 6 hostages out of Venezuela, as you probably know, and they're very safe right now. They're home with their families, and we appreciate the hard work of a lot of people, including Rick Grinnell. We appreciate the cooperation from Venezuela, and we have some very happy people right now. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So they are home, they're safe, and they're with their families. That was a big one. Secretary of State Rubio is in Panama right now, and we're talking about the Panama Canal. What they've done is terrible. They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen. And as far as other things are concerned, as you know, we had a very busy weekend. We're dealing with Israel. We're dealing with Ukraine and Russia. We have meetings and talks scheduled with various parties, including Ukraine and Russia. And I think those discussions are actually going pretty well. The discussions on the Middle East with Israel and various and sundry other countries are progressing. Bibi Netanyahu is coming on Tuesday, and I think we have some very big meetings scheduled.
Do you feel that Elon Musk is delivering on his promises to you? Do you feel he's doing a good job right now?
I do. I think Elon's doing a good job. He's a big cost cutter. Sometimes we won't agree with it and will not go where he wants to go, but I think he's doing a great job. He's a smart guy, very smart, and he's very much into cutting the budget of our federal government.
Mr. President.
He's also retaliatory tariffs from Canada.
Say it?
He's also retaliatory tariffs from Canada. There was a rider in the order. Are you planning to increase the tariffs against Canada?
Well, it could happen. If they do anything, we will. Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks to go in. If you think about it, that's pretty amazing. If we have a U.S. bank, they don't allow them to go in. Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street. We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year. And for what? What do we get out of it? We don't get anything out of it. I love the people of Canada. I disagree with the leadership of Canada. And something's going to happen there. But if they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want. Mexico, we've had very good talks with them. And this is retaliatory. This is retaliatory to a certain extent. Millions of people flowed into our country through Mexico and Canada. And we're not going to allow that. And by the way, we have among the lowest numbers we've ever had of people crossing our border, the lowest numbers since my administration.
Mr. President, you said, so on Truth Social, you said that you were going to cut aid from South Africa. Will you plan to cut aid across other African nations, and why South Africa?
No, it's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
And on the Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he held rates. What's your reaction to him not changing the rates?
What did you say?
Fed Chair Jerome Powell, the Fed meeting was this week. He held the rates. He didn't cut them.
No, I'm not surprised. I think holding the rates at this point was the right thing to do.
Mr. President, which country will be next on tariffs? Would you consider taxing the UK, for example?
Well, we're going to see what happens. It'll happen. But we're going to, we'll see how things work out. It might happen with them, but it will definitely happen with the European Union. I can tell you that, because they've really taken advantage of us. And, you know, we have over $300 billion deficit. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm products. They take almost nothing. And we take everything from them. Millions of cars, tremendous amounts of food and farm products. So the UK is way out of line, and we'll see. The UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure I think that one can be worked out. But the European Union it's an atrocity, what they've done. Well, Prime Minister Starmer has been very nice. We've had a couple of meetings. We've had numerous phone calls. We're getting along very well. And we'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there.
For the European Union, what's the timeline? Am I looking
Where?
at the line 25%?
With who?
The EU, how much?
I wouldn't say there's a timeline, but it's going to be pretty soon. No, I'm not concerned. We may have short term some little pain, and people understand that. But long term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country, not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it. It's been unfair. That's why we owe $36 trillion. We have deficits with everybody. We help everybody. We've been helping everybody for years. And to be honest, I don't think they appreciate it. So we're going to change that. We're going to change it fast. We're going to make America great again. We have to focus on our country. We have tremendous potential if properly used, and we have to focus on our country. Tremendous deficits with China, tremendous deficits with the European Union, tremendous deficits with Mexico and Canada. And why? What's the purpose of that? Why would we have deficits? And you look at, if you look at pharmaceuticals and drugs, if you look at various products, it's much cheaper in other countries. We're not going to allow that much longer. We're not going to take.
You know, if you ask me, I think he was being polite. What do you guys think? I mean, we have been protecting Canada, protecting Mexico for God knows how long. And these guys have literally allowed China, terrorists, criminals, gangs, Tren de Aragua, rapists, murderers, all coming into our country left and right. I think we were nice. We were super nice with the 10% tariff. I mean, that's insane. 25%, whatever it is. It's all over now. It's going to be on hold, and I'll tell you why. But he was being nice. We have had American citizens maimed, mortally wounded, injured, traumatized, over 300,000 children trafficked. And you have these Democrats saying, oh my God, this goes against our values. Oh my God, this goes against everything America's about. We're all for immigrants. Nobody's saying that, you dingbat, lunkhead, vermin. Nobody's saying that. Of course we want legal immigrants. Of course we want people to go through the process. Elon Musk is one of the most perfect examples of the promise of America. You think Elon Musk, an immigrant from South Africa, could have been successful anywhere else? The man is the richest, never mind his wealth. He has changed and disrupted society for the good for all time. His inventions, his companies, his absolute groundbreaking, trailblazing discoveries in aerospace, rocket engineering, electric vehicles, what he did. I mean, to be honest with you, what he did with X, what he did with buying the digital town square, which was Twitter, now X, he has literally given free speech back to the internet. Because if you're like me, who understood and covered the Twitter files, and and by the way, Zuckerberg's following suit. Hopefully YouTube will follow suit. Rumble is amazing. You can follow Professor Nez, us. We're verified. We have a verified green check mark on Rumble. Follow us there. We got Ronnie, Captain Ronnie. Ronnie's in the house, who's holding down the fort over there on Rumble. This man should have so many medals bestowed upon him that he cannot lift his head. He's an immigrant. He did it the right way. And you hippocrats, aka the Democrats, are American-hating, selfish, narcissistic. You don't have an innovative molecule in your entire pathetic anatomy. And now we've got a real leader.
Thank you. Well, it's been run by a bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. USAID, run by radical lunatics, and we're getting them out, and then we'll make a decision.
Mr. President, have you spoken with anyone from Canada or from Mexico since you appointed?
I've spoken with people from Canada, I've spoken with people from Mexico, and I've spoken to a lot of other people too.
Prime Minister Trudeau,
I'm speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau tomorrow morning, and I'm also speaking with Mexico tomorrow morning. And I don't expect anything very dramatic. We put tariffs on. They owe us a lot of money, and I'm sure they're going to pay.
Would you send troops, you say, to Panama?
About what?
Panama, the Canal Panama. Would you send US troops?
I don't think troops will be necessary in Panama. What Panama has done is terrible for national security for this part of the world. And, 70% of the signage on the Panama Canal was written in Chinese. That's not right. It wasn't meant for China. It should have never been made. The deal was a ridiculous deal. We lost 38,000 people building the Panama Canal, one of the great wonders of the world. 38, think of it, 38. It was the most expensive project ever built by this country, if you take it forward. The most expensive project ever built. We lost 38,000. And what happens? China owns it all of a sudden? It's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen. We have national security concerns, and they wouldn't let it happen either.
Mr. President, what does Canada and Mexico need to do for you to lift the tariffs? What are specifically you want?
They'd have to balance out their trade, number one. They've got to stop people from pouring into our country, and we've stopped it. They haven't stopped it. We've stopped it. They have to stop people from pouring in, and we have to stop fentanyl, and that includes China. Fentanyl has killed this year at least 200,000 people. It's pouring in from China through Mexico and Canada, and they've got to stop it. And if they don't stop it, the tariffs are going to get worse, a lot worse.
Mr. President,
Going to the border.
So this is what happened today. So that was last night. First time we've had a president actually answer questions impromptu in 4 years, 4 dark, abysmal years. And this was announced earlier today. Here's President Trump right here. I just spoke with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States. These soldiers will be specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants into our country, which, by the way, Kamala should have done this. Kamala, where were you, Kamala? You absolute train wreck. Where were you, Kamala, for 4 years? 18 million, 18 plus million illegal criminal migrants into our country. Killing, mortally wounding, injuring, traumatizing, trafficking, spreading disease, drugs, vermin, swine, illegal activities, criminal robberies, smash and grabs, you name it, taking towns, eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats. We can't have that in America. Shame on you. I mean, there should be a tribunal. Not only should Kamala face a criminal prosecution, there should be a tribunal. This is treason of the highest order, imaginable. I mean, these people are they hate our country. Trump is right. They absolutely hate our country. Where the hell were you for 4 years? You could have negotiated this if you had any skills at all, but no, you're the number one DEI pick. Didn't earn it. Zero. You want to know why all the planes? I was talking to my wife last night. Why all these planes are having problems? Trump's only been president for a couple of weeks, y'all. And of course, Jasmine full of Crockett and Cyclops Booker and Chuck the Buck Schumer and pushing up Daisies Pelosi and the whole lot of them. And this Chris Murphy pencil dick, what a piece of spineless scum lunkhead, whoever this Chris Murphy guy is. My God, that guy doesn't have an ounce of integrity in his body. Oh my gosh, I don't feel safe in Trump's America. Oh my goodness, look what's happening in the skies. What's happening to all the airplanes, Harry? I don't know, Marge. It must be Trump's fault. Oh my goodness, we got to cancel our trip. Complete bubkus. It's complete BS. The FAA was run by Pete Buttigieg, who prioritized DEI Thank God we've got Sean Duffy. Thank God we got Pete Hegseth, who prioritized. Instead of calling it a cockpit, we're going to call it a flight deck. Because cockpit is too, instead of saying he and him, we're going to use them. We need gender neutral language. That's the kind of stuff they were focusing on. That's the kind of stuff they were focusing. Instead of saying, you know what? How about we work on the engineering of this plane? How about we work on actually hiring qualified people? Because I don't know about you. When I step on a plane with my family and kids, I don't give a rat's ass what your sexual orientation is. I don't care if you like to make out with doorknobs. Go at it. It's a free country. I don't care. Can you actually perform the job? Is that too much to ask? Can you actually perform? I mean, these people, the reason these planes are dropping, the reason we're having so much problems, this is all, I've been saying it for years because I was in it. I was in it in the public sector as a professor. I was bombarded by it every single day. Get your diversity training, DIA email, DIA conference, DEI retreat. I was in it every single day. You were being bombarded by this. I couldn't even call my students ma'am, or I couldn't even call my students, hey, you, hey, sir. I couldn't say any of that. You had to use gender neutral language. It's absolute. It's not, you can't even call it insanity. It is a parasitic viral disease. Thank God. And if we didn't actually have our mandate, if the American people hadn't spoken on November 5th, I'm not saying this lightly, y'all, it would have been all over for our glorious republic. Oh, don't get me started. Don't even get me started. I mean, I could go on this all week. Okay, and then Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo. Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo said this. We had a good conversation. Let me translate. She posted this on X. We had a good conversation with President Trump with great respect for our relationship and sovereignty. We reached a series of agreements. Number one, Mexico will immediately reinforce the northern border with 10,000 members of the National Guard to prevent drug trafficking from Mexico to the United States, particularly fentanyl. This is from the president of Mexico's mouth. She kissed the ring because the boss is back. Daddy's home and the belt is off. Number two, the United States is committed to working to prevent the trafficking of high-powered weapons to Mexico. What took so long? My only question is, what took so long? Kamala, you deserve to rot in an iron prison for the rest of your ever-loving life, you treasonous cretin. That's what you deserve. Number three, our teams will begin working today on two fronts, security and trade, and they are pausing the tariffs for 1 month from now. I think that's my favorite part. I think my favorite part is the fact that he said we're pausing the tariffs only for 1 month. We're only going to pause it for 1 month. And then Trump also said this, which I want to share with you. I also want to share this. I didn't quite get to the end of this because I got so heated. I apologize. I tend to do that. So these soldiers are just at the middle part there. We further agree to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1 month period. During which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick. Oh, I love Howard Lutnick. And high-level representatives of Mexico. I look forward to participating in those negotiations with President Sheinbaum as we attempt to achieve a, quote, deal, end quote, between our two countries. And I guarantee y'all, Trudeau is going to kiss the ring as well. Where in the world was this 4 years ago? Where in the world was this? Why did it have to take having an actual president of the United States who actually puts America first. Oh my God, I mean, Biden and Kamala, shame on you. Shame on you for the rest of your days. You're not only the worst president and the worst vice president in the history of our country, but you also deserve to face a tribunal. Here's what J.D. Vance said. For 3 days, a lot of the far, this is our vice president and future president. How many of you would love to see a J.D. Vance Tulsi Gabbard ticket in 2028? Let me know in the comments down below. How many of you would love to see that? J.D. Vance says for 3 days, a lot of the far left has actively rooted against America and argued we'd get nothing out of President Trump's demands that Mexico secure its country. Well, how do you like them apples? We're winning. We are winning. How do you like them apples? You gotta love that. How good is that? How do you like them apples? Oh man, I love those apples a lot. I love those apples a lot. You have Senator Marco Rubio, who just told and defiantly issued a warning to the president of Panama, as well as Panama officials, that if you don't cut, the canal to China, we're gonna start some stuff. And they acquiesced. They conceded, which was absolutely fantastic. I just love it. I also have some. I have some also reactions that I'd like to share with you from pretty much around the kind of horn from different senators, congressmen. Caitlin Collins from CNN. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum just said she spoke with President Trump and reached an agreement. Yay. She didn't say yay, but she's an absolute farce. Markway Mullen. I really am starting to like this guy, especially the way that he stood up for Hegseth. I didn't know that much about him. Markway Mullen, who represents the fine people of Oklahoma, I believe it is. Let me find out where he's representing. Yeah, Oklahoma's conservative values. So let me share this. Let me share this with you. Markway Mullen says excellent in regards to the agreement, and he just posted this on X. He says excellent. President Trump has gotten the Mexican government to agree to supply 10,000 soldiers to help, quote, stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants, end quote. It's a start and only possible, remember that, through the fearless leadership of our president, President Donald Trump. Promises made, promises kept. You better believe that, you're damn Skippy. This is just absolutely huge. Markway Mullen also said this fact: most fentanyl destined for the USA is manufactured in Mexico using chemical precursors shipped from where, everybody? What's the $64,000 question? So he says most fentanyl is destined for the USA is manufactured in Mexico using chemical precursors shipped from where? Somebody in the comments, because we have the smartest audience on planet Earth. Where are those chemicals shipped from? Anybody? Ronnie, you nailed it. Ronnie says China. They're coming down from everywhere bad, killing Americans. We can't have it. These are bad. These are nasty people. Mr. President, why do you continue to call it the China virus? Because that's where it's from. China. Thank you, Ronnie. That's exactly right. They come from China. Mountain Goddess MG, 10 months. We got some huge anniversaries. Georgina, who we're really proud of. She's an awesome member for 10 months. Thank you, Carolyn. for the $10 super chat. It's been to Mexico twice. First time I visited. Oh, I've been to Mexico twice. First time I visited Tijuana and barely came back with my life. Second time on a cruise in Cozumel. I think I've gone on that cruise too. I've had my fill with that third world country. Thank you very much. I mean, it's actually, Cabo and Mazatlan and San Luis, Cabo San Lucas. There's some beautiful areas. It's just, we haven't had real leadership in the United States, so they've just been taking advantage, just like Canada, just like everybody. Canada's defense budget is less than 1% of their total GDP. Whereas the United States, I think it's like 4 or 3.7%. I mean, the reason why they don't spend any money on their defense budget because they're getting free military aid from us. And then this fairy Trudeau actually has the audacity to say, we are going to retaliate. Oh, really? I don't think so. Tom Homan says the tariffs work. Mexican president has bowed down. Yep. Laura Ingram from Fox News says Trump's leadership isn't just about talk. He's making countries act. Yes. Absolutement. That is exactly what he is doing. And again, if you're just joining us, Mexico has surrendered. They have kissed the brass ring and they have caved in because Trump understands what leverage means. Trump understands what real leadership means. Trump understands how to negotiate, the art of the deal. And, I thought this was really interesting too. This is something worth thinking about right here. And that is the fact that I would love for somebody to tell me this. Does anybody know this? How many countries tax their citizens and send money to the United States? Can anybody name me one country that actually does this? Does anybody know? Is there one country out there that actually taxes their citizens and sends money to the United States? Because I can't think of any. And I would love for somebody to prove me wrong. Lillian says none. Does anybody know of any country out there? Jose says none. Are there any countries out there? Howie says none. Good to see you, Howie Schiff. We got the best. We got the best mods in the business. I love you guys. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think we did. So stay tuned because he is going to be talking and schooling Trudeau very soon, very, very soon, on the tariffs that they're complaining about and their retaliatory tariffs. But this is absolutely huge. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's a little bit bittersweet because I'm very pissed off. It also makes me upset. When I think of Jocelyn Nungare, when I think of Laken Riley, and those are just a few. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands upon thousands and thousands of, American citizens who've been injured by these policies, who have, faced unprecedented trauma, and the kind of trauma that a lot of people don't come back from. It makes me angry because all of this could have been prevented. And we had the worst unelected officials. We had a stolen election. I can 100% say that with confidence. We had a stolen election. There's no way in a billion years anybody with any amount of logic in their cranium could ever reason and explain how Tombstone Biden, vegetable in chief, got 15 million more votes than Obama. in 2008. There is no way in a billion years anybody could explain that with any sense of logic, reasoning, and factual data. Impossible. It is also a 100% fact, because Joe Biden admitted this, that the only reason he picked Kamala Harris, the worst, most talentless politician, the most soulless and fraudulent, phony politician we've ever had in the history of America, the only reason he picked her was because of a DEI quota. The same stuff that's happening in our airline industries and just the overall quality in all products, goods, and services in the United States over the last 15, 10 years. I'm telling you right now, it is a direct consequence of these ridiculous, racist, discriminatory, parasitic, woke ideologies. DEI didn't earn it. She had one task. She had one job for 4 years. She had one job, as the borders are. These are the kind of deals and negotiations she should have been securing for our country and national interest, but she didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, she did the exact opposite. She did the exact opposite. 18 plus million illegal aliens, most of whom were criminal migrants from deadly gangs, terrorists from the Middle East, from China. They gave them the red carpet, America. We can't ever let them take our country down again. We can't ever let them do it again, ever. So if you're just joining us, breaking news, okay? Mexico has caved in. Mexico has ceded to President Trump's demands, and President Claudia Sheinbaum has given in. Maria Isabel Cardenas, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. You're amazing. Thank you. Tijuana border jumpers in the house. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I love Tijuana. Howie S., thank you for being a member for 8 months. That's so awesome. You guys rock. So just in summation, let me just say this, and then I'll give all super chats and super stickers shout outs again. After speaking with Trump, okay, Mexican president announces the following. Tariffs are paused for 1 month. She's reinforcing the U.S. border with 10,000 troops, and the U.S. will crack down on firearm trafficking to Mexico. This is absolute groundbreaking, live breaking news. And it's really, these 10,000 troops are really there to combat drug trafficking as well, not just illegal migrants, particularly fentanyl, because we have a fentanyl crisis the likes of we've never seen before. I mean, it is a preposterous fentanyl disaster that has occurred in our country. And by the way, there's conditions on this too, because they're going to follow up. It's only suspended. These tariffs on Mexico are only suspended for 1 month, for 30 days. And so this is really, really big stuff. It's really, really big news. And I'm just so happy. Stay tuned, because in a couple of hours, President Trump is going to whomp Trudeau's ass too. And I can't wait. And I'm going to definitely give you the latest, as I always do. I do my due diligence, qualitative and quantitative research, always making sure to bring you the unvarnished truth that you get nowhere else. First, right here. So follow, subscribe. Thank you, Georgina. You're amazing. Thank you, Robbie. Georgina, you're the best. Free YSL in the house. Who's more cringe? Jasmine Crockett, Adam Schiff, Letitia James, or Fannie Willis? Letitia James. Thank you, brother. Jim Barron, you're amazing. We got the best moms in the business. Robbie, so thank you so much. Laura Tilford, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much. $4.99 from BP Super Sticker. Your commitment to education and truth is inspiring. We need voices like yours. Also, Canada plus Mexico economy is about the same as just New York plus Florida. Thank you so much, BP. I want to just say this really quickly, because I see so many channels out there that just piss me off, and so many. I mean, I don't let anything piss me off too much, because I'm always thinking about us and my family and America and you guys. But it really is sad because there's so many grifters out there. There's so many people who don't care about America, and all they're trying to do is just, kind of cash in on this sort of grifting politics content creation. I'm 50 years old, okay? And well, I'm 48, but I'll be 50 soon. I'll be 49 at the end of December. And I have kids. I was born and raised here. My parents immigrated here in the early 70s. I'm a shareholder. I pay my taxes. I love my country. I bleed red, white, and blue, as most of you guys know that. I want my grandkids' to live in the America that I grew up in. I think this is the greatest country of all time, which is why we have millions and millions of people trying to come here every single day, every single month. They're not pouring in anywhere else. And so I feel it is my obligation, my duty to make common sense go viral and to give back everything that I was given. So thank you, BP. That means a lot. Thank you, MG Mountain Goddess member for 10 months. That's so amazing. Congratulations. You are awesome. I think I might do a giveaway for kind of the OG members. I might have an 8-month or older or longer giveaway for members because you guys are amazing and you deserve it. Thank you, MG. We'll talk about that. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate you. Howie, you're amazing. Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you so much. Thank you, Maria Isabel Cardenas. Thank you, Carolyn EHS. You guys are absolutely amazing. Stay tuned. We got more to come. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the United States.